What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'm going to keep the intro very concise and short because I know I always do intros that are way too long, but basically haven't uploaded in a while and now I'm uploading. That's all you need to know. So today we are going to be taking a look at the newest Minecraft update, which is Minecraft 1.16. where that's what is known as in Java. But basically, the Minecraft Nether update, which is one of the biggest Minecraft updates, if not the biggest Minecraft update that we have ever received. I am playing this the day before the official release, so it is release candidate 1, not the official 1.16, but I believe it's going to be exactly the same anyways. So let us just jump right into this video. So first I'm going to talk about the overworld a little bit. Now I don't have an example here, I did build this portal myself, but now you can get ruined portals to spawn in the overworld. They will naturally generate in some seeds. I think this is a really cool addition just because it kind of gives people a hint as to what they're supposed to do for new players, because Minecraft as a whole is a game with very little instruction, especially before like the 1.12 update and that kind of stuff. So having a ruined portal will give players more hints as to what they can do. Like they can see that, oh, this looks like it's a portal, like it looks like it's something that's broken, I can finish it with this material, and then they can know to light it on fire due to the blocks around it sort of being fiery type blocks. And I think that can be really helpful and cool for new players. And I think it also is just cool because it adds a little bit of lore. It's like, oh, almost as if there were other adventurers in the area, which I think is very, very cool. So as you can see here, this is looking like the Nether before the Nether update. But do not be alarmed. This is one of the biomes, which is not just called the Nether, as it used to be, but this is now the Nether Wastes, as you can see there. I'll try and zoom that in for you guys. You can see that this is the Nether Wastes, and this biome is essentially exactly the same as how the Nether used to be, always, except for some new things. As you can see here, this new block, which is Nether Gold Ore, and we actually have some over here as well. Now I think this looks really cool personally. It's just, netherite, but we've got some bits of gold in it. So I'm just going to change my game to survival really quick. And okay, there's already a guest shooting at me. That is very fun. But basically we can mine this here and it will drop gold nuggets. Now probably not the most useful thing, but I mean, you did get a pretty decent amount of gold from 8 of those blocks right there. I will put up the numbers on screen for the chances of how much you can get. Now I'm going to be talking about the respawn anchor, which is this little thing right here. This block is crafted by using glowstone and crying obsidian, which are only blocks that you can find in the Nether. Crying obsidian was actually originally going to be added to Minecraft beta. But I'm really enjoying this texture. I think this is a really pretty looking block. You can see it's got the purple in it, and I think it's just a very, very cool looking block, and it's got some particle effects coming off of it as well. So these are the blocks that you would use to craft the crying obsidian. I'm going to throw the recipe up on there right now. And the respawn anchor looks very, very cool. So essentially this will serve as your kind of spawn point thing in the Nether, because obviously you cannot sleep in the Nether, because if you try to sleep in a bed in the Nether, it will explode and you will likely die. So I placed one glowstone in here, place another, place another, place another, right click it, and now that will give me 4 respawns that I can get, which is very, very cool. Yeah, so let me just demonstrate right here. I kill myself, as you do, and I respawn right back here. You can see the way that it takes away 1/4 of this, which is equal to 1 glowstone block. So this is the Crimson Forest. There is a lot of new stuff here. As you can see here, this block is Crimson Nilium. Here we have the Crimson Fungus, which is one of the new types of mushrooms that you can find here. We've got Weeping Vines, which will grow downwards. And we have the Crimson Stem, and this can actually be crafted into the... Okay, hello. This can be crafted into crimson planks, which you can see here. Now these are have a very cool color. I really enjoy this block. The other blocks that you will find in this Crimson Forest include the Warped Fungus, the Crimson Roots, Blackstone, and Shroom Lights. And I think these are all very cool blocks. Blackstone is just very visually appealing, and so are the Shroom Lights. It's essentially a new form of glowstone, which I think is very cool. I kind of like this texture better than the glowstone block. And of course, the Warped Fungus is another variant of mushroom that we have in this update. And Crimson Roots is essentially this dimension's version of grass. And you can see here that the floor is made out of both Crimson Nilium and Netherrack. Next up, we are moving on to the Warped Forest. So we have the Warped Wart block. Essentially, it is the Nether Wart block, but it's like bluish green, and there's also an Enderman that likes to stand on it, apparently. We have the Warped Stem, again, the other form of wood. This block will give us another type of plank called the Warped Plank, and I personally really enjoy this one. Now we have Warped Nilium, which is the other variant of Nilium, sort of, you know, grass sort of thing that we have for this biome, and we have the Warped Roots. And there's also Nether Sprouts, which are these little baby versions of the Warped Roots, essentially. And you can also find the Warped Fungus in here. And of course, there's Netherrack. There's always going to be Netherrack because you're in the Nether. The counterpart to the Weeping Vines is the Twisting Vines, which are these vines which will grow up out of the ground instead of coming down from the trees and down from the ceiling and such. So I think these are very cool. You can also bone meal them and they will grow up to some random heights. Next up, we are covering the Basalt Deltas, which is a biome that I almost completely forgot about. So what you will find here is basalt and lots of blackstone. You can see, kind of looks like snow, but these particles is actually just like ash kind of falling down, which I think is very cool. As you can see, we also have lots of magma cubes. This is a very weird generation. I don't know how that happened. That's very interesting. Now I'm talking about that really cool generated structure in this update called the Bastion Remnants, and I don't know why I am doing all this voiceover when I literally could have just been more competent while I was recording this. Blackstone bricks, polished blackstone bricks, bleh. I can't even speak at the moment. Alright, here we also have chain, so we also have some chests that will spawn. Here you can see we got some crossbows, some gilded blackstone, which is another block I'm going to talk about. Got a golden helmet, some chains, some iron nuggets, that kind of stuff. Gilded blackstone is probably one of the most rare blocks that we can get in this update. So we also have some spawners here, which I believe are, magma cube spawners. And we also have some gold blocks that have naturally generated here. And we have a diamond sword with a curse of vanishing on it in this chest, which is very interesting. We got more gold, some spectral arrows, some gold ingots, iron nuggets, and you can see there is lots of gold involved in this. And that is because of these little guys, these piglins. So, the bartering system. These are the Nether's equivalent to villagers, essentially. So what we're gonna do here is basically you chuck some gold at them. They really like gold. They will pick it up and they will inspect it a little bit, which I just think this is so adorable. I don't know why, but I just love this so much. And they will chuck something back at you. We got some nether brick, which is just great. Thanks for that. I'm just gonna chuck some more at them. They'll all kind of come. They all really like gold, and there is a big chart that I will put on screen of everything that you can get from these guys. And this one threw us some crying obsidian. That's not bad, actually. Gilded blackstone. Gilded blackstone. It's one of the most beautiful blocks in the game. Here I have a pick. Okay, that's great. I did not remember. I didn't realize that was gonna happen. That's okay. So this is great. This is another demonstration of the piglins and how they will attack you. Luckily, I have a sharpness 5 sword here. An unbreaking 3 on this. I'm trying to record a video, mister. I don't know what you're trying to do, but that's great. That's really fun. I'm gonna kill your baby. There you go. We break it. You can get the block, and we get nuggets. So, I think it's very interesting how this is so useless because you barely get any nuggets from it, but it is also just a very cool looking block. Now, one of the last things that I completely forgot to mention, even though it's one of the coolest biomes, I'm saying that for every single biome because every single biome is super cool, but this is the Soul Sand Valley, and here we can see Soul Fire, which was one of the most fascinating things to me when this update was initially introduced. This is just blue fire, and that's just great. One thing that's a bit weird is that you burn with like normal fire, which I don't really like. I don't know if that's a bug, like I'm not sure. But yeah, and I also want to point out the reason why I am moving so fast on this soul sand. It is because of the soul speed enchantment. Essentially, it makes you run really fast on soul sand and soul soil without damaging the boots, which is very cool, and I really like this. Another thing for the soul speed enchantment, it can only be obtained via bartering with piglins. You'll only ever be able to get a soul speed enchanted book, or they could throw you iron boots already enchanted with soul speed. However, this cannot be found in chests, and you can't enchant items with this enchantment using an enchantment table, unfortunately. These are the variants of, soul related things. So there's the soul torch, soul lantern, and the soul campfire. Crafting recipes will be up on screen. We've also got bone blocks here, which is very cool. I like this use of bone blocks. These are fossils that have generated. And we also have these basalt pillars, which I think is really cool. And obviously the soul fire can be found throughout. We've also got some more crimson roots here. Lots of soul soil. I personally really like the texture of the soul soil, and we can also see some little soul things kind of popping out of them, which I think is very neat. And the fossils are all very unique. They don't all look identical, which I really like, and I think it's a really good use of the bone block in this game. We can also find netherrack, nether quartz ore, and normal mobs you would normally get. There is a lot less in this biome when it comes to talking about blocks, but I think it is a very cool biome nonetheless. The generation is very interesting. Now, of course, the biggest thing with this update is the fact that we now have a new ore, kind of. We have a new material that can be used to create tools and armor and all of that good stuff. So ancient debris will be found in multiples, sort of like a vein. You'd find a vein of diamonds. I couldn't be asked to find it myself on here, so I just placed these, but this is what it looks like. It's a very cool looking block, but the value is when you break it, which takes a very long time to break despite the fact I have efficiency 5 on here. So you will grab all of this good stuff and you can smelt this just in a furnace as you would do with any other type of ore, and once you smelt this you will get the netherite scrap. The way that you need to craft the netherite ingot is basically you need to take 4 of the netherite scrap like this, 4 gold ingots just like this, and that's how you will get a single netherite ingot. A new right click functionality of the smithing table. You can now right click this to upgrade your gear. So I will also remove my armor here and I will demonstrate. You just need to take 1 of your diamond tools and throw in 1 netherite ingot and you will get the netherite sword. It will have the exact same percentage of durability. As you can see, the netherite gear has more durability, so it'll just, convert it based on percentage, and you will keep all of your enchantments. You can also obviously do this with the armor, and you will keep everything. And I look really freaking cool now. Of course, with the introduction of a brand new ore, we also have a brand new ore block. This is crafted in the exact same way as any other ore block is. This is the netherite block, or block of netherite, I guess. And it's a very cool looking block. So one of the biggest dangers in the nether is, of course, the lava. So you're trying to get from one place to another and you slip and you fall in. Now, normally all your stuff will be burned. You will rage quit. This happens to be more often than I would like to admit. I used up all of my respawns with the respawn anchors, so I'm now back in the overworld. Now we've got to go back and see if we can As you can see, all of our stuff is here. Alright, I put a saddle on one of them and I'm able to control it with a warped fungus on a stick. The crafting recipe is up on screen right now, and as you can see, I'm able to retrieve my stuff. This essentially works the same as riding a pig. On the strider outside of lava, it will sort of begin to shiver and it'll get blue because it is very cold and it usually lives in lava, so it's kind of understandable. Like, look at the Zoglin. This is the zombified version of the Hoglin. These guys are hostile. As you can see, they just brutally murdered that guy, and now they're fighting each other. They will also attack you, as you saw before. The piglin will hunt these guys as well. This is also your new source of food. They will drop, as you can see, they've dropped leather and pork chops, so you can actually get food here, which is very cool. Food in the nether, and this poor piglin is just being chased off. These are the zombified piglins. They're essentially going to do the same thing, except they're zombies, and I don't believe you can trade with them. For this section of the video, I really just started to blab on, which is why I'm doing voiceover for right now, but basically I'm just trying to show off how when a piglin is spawned in the overworld or in the end, it will shake, and after about 15 seconds it will turn into a zombified piglin. I just think it's a really cool addition, very interesting, very cool. And the pig can also turn into the zombified piglin when it is struck by lightning or when lightning strikes near it. Basically just the same as a zombie pigman, which is what this mob is replacing. And now I'm also showing off the Pig Step disc, which is by Lena Rain, and it is a very, very cool little bit of music. This is called Pig Step, and I'm just gonna let you guys enjoy for a moment. This disc can only be found in chests in the nether, so it is a very rare item, but it's also just a really cool looking item because the disc looks really neat, and also it's a really cool piece of music, so I recommend going out and searching for it. I am going to wrap up this video here. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please give me feedback. I really need feedback, and I will see you guys in a few weeks, probably, if not next year.